Bismillah wa bihamdih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihim ajmain. Amma ba'd. Alhamdulillah, today here it will be the last day of the thesis defense, and then we'll have Retno Prastika. Retno Prastika will be the first contender of the day, and then the second one will have Dia, yeah, up to you. And let's hope when you explain all of your thesis, you will give us a comprehensive kind of explanations, and then also you gotta describe all of your finding, yeah, based on the complete thesis that you submitted. Yeah. Okay, before you're going to start this thesis defense, let's start this thesis defense here by reciting basmalah together. Yeah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Let's hope you can answer all of the questions, and then don't forget you are the one that creating this thesis, so you are the one that master every single things that you wrote on your thesis. Okay, and last one, how we are going to conduct this thesis defense. I'm going to give you a chance to explain your thesis based on your PowerPoint presentations, and then after that one, you're going to get the question from me based on your PowerPoint presentation, and then also based on your complete thesis. And then I'm the one that will share the screen for you, yeah, and then best of luck to you. Retno, you may start explaining, please. Okay, can you see the PowerPoint?
Okay, done.
Okay, come on, time is yours, please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable to Mr. Sofian, who has been my examiner. I want to explain about my presentation, my thesis defense, with the title is The Using of Violence Application on the Student Listening Comprehension. Next, sir. First chapter is introduction. Okay. What is the listening? Listening is the ability to accurately receive and interpret message in the communication process. I think without listening, the conversation cannot be effective because we don't know what they tell or what they saying. And then the second is listening comprehension. Listening comprehension is it encompasses the multiple process involved in understanding and making sense of spoken language. This include recognizing speech sound, understanding the meaning of individual words. And then media. What is media? Media is a tools which may be used by teacher to deliver their teaching material to students in teaching learning process to research certain learning goals. But the problem is many teacher using the traditional method. But the problem is not from the teacher, also from the student. Still many students do not understand the benefit of technology. Some of them use the technology or talk about smartphone just for entertainment, especially play games. Therefore, teachers need to solve this problem, and it has become a challenge for how use smartphone technology correctly and beneficially to achieve maximum result. As one of the to overcome certain difficult in English learning, teachers should have certain teaching technique and media so the student the student can enjoy English learnings, especially in listening. In order to make listening learning and interesting, we can use the media. The media is often used as an additional support for teacher-centered teaching. Media that can be used to teach listening through the Fluentland application. Next, sir. Okay, next. And the second is main concept. What is the Fluentland? Fluentland is an online learning community for learning foreign language. Fluentland also an educational mobile application that contain many activities such as listening, vocabulary, grammar, and etc. Next, sir. Let there is the who say that teachers should be unfamiliar with a range of activities that effectively carry out or develop necessary strategy and sub skill to improve their listening skill. So with this application, the student can improve their listening skill in everywhere because the Fluentland application too easy as so easy to use it. You just take in website and then you can tap menu and after that you can find out what you need. If you need especially if you need listening, you just click the listening and then after that you can play the questionnaire. And next, sir. Research methodology. The first time and place. In March until April 2021 in North Jakarta, I use 11 grade in senior high school with random student. And then the second is method. I use the qualitative method with the case study. And then the third technique, collecting the data with the questionnaire and interview. The first I find out looking first I looking for the student and to any student, and then I ask to them what the struggle in listening, what the struggle with the listening skill, and they said that, and they answer in my next one. In my findings. This is my findings. Some of them agree because they can learn in everywhere. That like said that someone said that if you want to good in listening, you can learn good in listening. So some of them agree with this. Some of them disagree because using internet, and they prefer using book because they think that if they using internet, some when they do the listening, the internet can be what is it, buffering, and they make they bored, I think. Yeah. Next, sir. Chapter 5 is conclusion. In general, this conference affirmed that undergrads have a successful mentality toward the utilization of foreign language. So I I conclude that there are still a lot of students who do not like take the benefit from the technology. We as prospective teachers can direct and tell if want to speak English or learn English language not only in the sum room or classroom. In everywhere you can enjoy, you can able to learn English. For example, like this is using the Fluentland application. And suggestion for the teacher, I hope the teacher can improve the methodology, can additional the methodology from the apa from the English language. And then for the application, I hope the application can be improved, can in the future can be improved the feature maybe can more easy, can add the feature, and then that's it. Done, sir.
That's all. Retno, Prastika.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much for giving your explanation about your thesis. Yeah. Now let's start with the question that I'm gonna give to you. Yeah. First of all, from your title here, you're mentioning about the using of Fluentland application on student listening comprehension. From your title here, it's mean you try to implement the Fluentland application, yeah, to the students' listening comprehension. But after you already explain your content thesis, it seems like you are not using this application to teach the students, yeah, and it seems like it is only asking the student about their opinion. Okay, so what is it exactly that you already conducted based on your title here, Retno? Come on.
The first I asked to them, and then I introduced to them, because I look in my city, still many students do not take the benefit of technology. So I introduced this technology. I'm sorry, this application Fluentland, and then I to introduce this application, and we are trying to using that application. And after that, I asked to them what they feel after using Fluentland and before using Fluentland.
So if you explain that way, it's been Fluentland application here as the treatment for the students.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the treatment for the students, and then you are conducting this one as a case study of qualitative. Okay, what do you mean conducting a case study and then you're implementing Fluentland applications? Come on.
Because there is I want to know more about the listening, about the student listening comprehension. So I using the what is it? Study apa tadi? Yeah,
A case
I
study.
using that. Yeah, case study. I'm sorry, sir. Yeah, because I looking for in my series, I find out the case. I think that they are when they are speaking English as learning English, they don't don't know about the listening. So I take the fluent application.
Okay, you're not answering my question. My question here, you try to implement Fluent Learn application as the treatment. If you think a Fluent Learn application here as the treatment, so you were not conducting a case study. Yeah, instead of making or creating a case study, you try to do or you try to conduct experimental kind of research. Yeah, you give the student a treatment using Fluent Learn application. And why did you decided here to use case study, please? So what is it case study according to you, Retno Prastika?
Yes, sir.
Case study, what is
Case
it?
study. Case study is I think case study is research about the comprehension more about the comprehension more now the case.
Yeah, if it is a case study, you better come with what kind of the case, yeah, that you're going to study, what kind of the case that you're going to conduct the research for, yeah. And then I hope you're going to consult with your advisor whether this research is experimental kind of research or it is a case study for you, yeah, because it seems like there are some misunderstanding between the use of research and then also the implementation of Fluent Learn application while conducting the research for you, yeah, starting from that one, from the title that you have, and then when you try to explain about your introduction, so this refer to the first chapter, yeah, the first chapter of your research. On the first chapter of your research, you are mentioning about listening, you are mentioning about media, but you are not mentioning here, first of all, uh, why did you conducted the research and then choosing listening skill, you could explain that one, and then why this one here for senior high school or it is for junior high school? No.
Senior.
Okay, if it is for senior high school, you better come also with some overview about listening difficulties that faced by the student from senior high school. Okay, so that will be a basic background of the study for your first chapter. And then after you already elaborate, after you already explain the difficulties, the reality that happened in a certain senior high school that you conduct this research for, so you can come with the alternative solutions. Yeah, the previous one consists of a problem that faced by the student, yeah, from senior high school, and then you gonna come with alternative solutions that you think can solve the problems. Yeah, you can mention here the use of what is it that you use. You're using Fluent application, so you better focus on mentioning Fluent Learn applications. Yeah, instead of
Okay, sir.
explaining about the media in general, you're going to focus on what kind of the alternative solution that you provided to solve all of the student problem while learning listening. Yeah, that will be my first suggestion to you. And then your second chapter, it should be about the group of theories that you use, that supporting the research that you conducted. Here, the main concept that we try to deliver, it is only about the Fluent Learn applications. Yeah, you better come also here first with the main skill that you're going to conduct the research for, which is listening skill, of course. Yeah. Okay, which is the listening skill, of course. And then second one, it will be about the fluent land itself. You're going to mention about, okay, it is applicable or not for senior high school if you try to use this fluent land to teach them, especially on this listening skill. Okay, that will be the main concept. And then on the main concept also, it is not only mentioning about two things, two terms, starting with listening and then also fluent land as the alternative solution, but you better come also with your perspective, with your own kind of conclusion based on the choosing of the fluent land and then based on the choosing also for the listening skills. Okay, that will be for your second chapter. Yeah. And then here, I have no idea why did you mentioning teachers all be unfamiliar with a range of activities that effectively carry out or develop the necessary strategies and soft skill to improve listening skill. So what is it, the relevant thing or the link between this one and then the previous theories that you use when you research? Yeah. And then next, okay, this one is my main concern, I guess. My main concern here for your research methodology. On the previous thesis defense, all the previous thesis defense for your big sis or big group from class of 2016, 2015, 2014, I already told all of your friends. Yeah, when you try to mention about the research methodology here, you have to give your clear description. How did he conducted the research, starting from the beginning till the last process? Till the last process, I mean here, you try to report. Yeah, you try to report the result of your finding. From your research methodology here, it's still not a clear kind of research method. First of all, you're mentioning time and place. Yeah, you're mentioning March till April 2021 in North Jakarta. So where is it in North Jakarta? You're going to mention the specific school, also the specific class. Yeah, where did he conducted this research? That will be the first. Second one for the method, qualitative method, and then case study. So what is it, the qualitative method? What is it, the case study here that you decided as one of your method in making this research? Yeah, so you're going to make it clear. And then next one, technique of collecting the data, questionnaire and then interview. So based on your technique of collecting the data here, there is some misunderstanding, some confusion here, I guess. First of all, you are mentioning you're implementing fluent learn application in teaching the student listening comprehensions. But while you try to see, while you try to collect the data from them, you're only mentioning about questionnaire and then about interview. So how are you going to see the improvement? How are you going to see the increasing process after implementing fluent learn application? If you are only, asking the student, the data based on the questionnaire and then based on the interview. Okay, so if your goals here only to get the student perspective about fluent learn applications, that's okay. Maybe you can use questionnaire and then interview, but no such kind as the treatment here. So you are not the one that giving them the teaching process using fluent learn applications. Okay, so you just come to the school and then try to introduce them with the fluent learn applications. Yeah, try to tell the teacher about the fluent learn application and then ask the teacher also to implement the fluent learn application. After that one, so you can get the data from the questionnaire and then also from the interview based on the student and then teacher experience of using fluent learn application. Do you understand what I mean? Retno?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, and the next one, research methodology also consists of technique of analyzing the data. And then you're not mentioning here, how did you analyze all the data? What kind of the data that you got from the students? Yeah, the data is only from the questionnaire or it is only from the interview. So what form of the data did you try to analyze? Yeah, after you already decided, okay, this form of the data, and then after that one, okay, the data here will be analyzed, yeah, using this step. First of all, maybe you can call a classifications there, and then after classification, grouping the data, yeah, after grouping the data, and then analyzing the data, and then after analyzing the data, last one, interpreting the data, and then that will be the finding of your research. Okay. And then next one here on your fourth chapter, on your finding. Okay, I have no idea here what kind of the data finding that you try to put. You're only mentioning some of them agree because they can learn in everywhere. Some of the disagree because using internet and they prefer using book. If you just try to make this description like this one, so there are no numerical data on it, how did we can assume here? Yeah, some of them agree. How many percent? Yeah, the percentage of those agree, and then the percentage also for those that disagree that the use of fluent language. Okay, and then you're finding it seems like it is only gathering the student. Okay, gathering the student approval. Okay, we're using this one, and then what do you think? You're agreeing using this one or not? That's all. That will be the main point of your research. That's why I'm asking you. You are the teacher. You come to the class, or you just try to get the student perspective, the student opinion about the use of fluent learn application, because your data finding it's so strange, yeah, and I have no idea what is it S and then A, yeah, A D S D and then A, what is it? And then there are no numerical data that we got here. Okay, how did we can measure here? How many percent here? Yeah, I can guess maybe this one 70%, this one here 20%, and then this one the rest of the percentage. Yeah, so it is not a clear kind of data finding. You're gonna revise this one. Yeah, and then okay, for your conclusion and then suggestion, it is also strange. You're mentioning in general discoveries appear that undergrads have a successful mentality toward utilization of London. Undergraduates, you're mentioning undergraduates, and this one here for the senior high school. Yeah, and then the utilization of fluent learn. Yeah, so it's been you try to implement these fluent learn applications. Yeah, and then you have the comparison between before they using fluent learn application and then after they use fluent learn applications. Yeah, and then you cannot mention it is only two technique of collecting the data. If you try to analyze, yeah, the effectiveness of using fluent learn applications, yeah, but you need more instrument. How did you gather the data? How did you can compare between before the student learn using fluent learn and then after the student learn about fluent learn? Okay, and then it is the same also for the suggestion. The teacher can improve the method. Okay, so you are mentioning about method, and then on the previous one, on your first chapter, you are mentioning about the media that use a certain apps called to learn application. So what is it? Irrelevant. Yeah, and the next one, the teacher from Fluent can better and develop. So you're the one that going to develop, build the Fluent Learn application. Yeah, I guess no. It's been how did the teacher, how did the student here will get the advantage of Fluent Learn application? How that can they use the application here to increase their listening skill? Okay, Retno. And I guess that's all what I can deliver for you. And do you have something to say, please, based on your performance while answering the question. Come on, Retno, do you have anything to say?
No, sir.
No, really?
Yeah,
So,
I just saying sorry to you because many mistake with my presentation, and I say
okay.
thank you to you to um, give me the suggestion.
Okay, thank you, Retno. Since you already completed in giving the explanation about your thesis, after this one, you're going to have only 3 days. Yeah, 3 days to revise your complete thesis. And then please also consult with your advisor. Yeah, you gotta choose here. If it is an experimental kind of research, so you gotta use experimental. But if it is a case study, why it is a case study? You gotta explain it. Yeah. So you cannot just choose a certain type of research, but you are not understand well enough about the research that you conducted. Okay. 3 days, that's all you have. And then after 3 days, after you already submitted your revision, and then I'm gonna give you the decision whether you pass or not for this thesis defense. Okay, now is that clear enough for you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much then for attending this thesis defense. Yeah, and then let's hope based on your performance while answering all of my questions and then while conducting the revision. Yeah, after this one, you will pass for this thesis defense. Okay, and then let's close this thesis defense here by reciting Hamdalah together. Yeah, Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Best of luck, yeah, best of luck for your revisions. And then the last, wallahu muwaffiq wal hadi ila sabil rasad. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.